All right. We got our first guest on. Hi, Dr. Morris.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know what's happening here.
Okay, let me hide it until we figure it out before I go live. So your camera is off now. I don't know what I'm hearing at the background. Yeah, I hear. Okay. Yeah, that's my music. Okay. So, yeah, your camera is off. That's okay. So, hey guys. Hi, Ellen Membo. I'm blessed. Thank you guys for joining. Blessed and highly favored. We have a very, very, very special person coming on live with us just now. Unfortunately, she doesn't want to come on camera, but trust me, you will be so blessed. Let me try it. Okay. You will be so blessed to hear from her. Dr. Morris, can you hear me? Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna bring you live now in 2 seconds. 1 second,
What
boom,
are we
she's
going to
on.
talk about?
You are live, you're live, you're live. So yeah, guys, what are we going to talk about? We're gonna talk about how everyone is doing. Everyone is doing, how you're doing, what's your advice. Um, just General talk. People are suffering. It's hard times, and nobody's talking about the everyday ordinary people, how they're doing, how they're managing through this time. And advice. What advice do you have for people staying home? What are you doing that is helping you get through this hard time? It would help somebody. So just generally, those are the things we're talking about, and also learning from you. And if we want to further learn something, where can we find you? So those are the things we're talking about. So how are you doing? First of all, let's start from there.
Am I online? I know there are other people. Are you referring to me, my queen?
Yes, yes, you're the only one I'm talking to right now. It's one. I'm bringing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
answer away.
these are very terrible times right now that we are living in. And
Mhm.
what these times are causing us to do is to reflect, to think back on how we lived life before this coronavirus, and therefore we need to take a stop and look at what we used to do and what
Mhm.
we are doing now, and what lessons we are learning out of this social distancing, for example, how it is impacting families positively and negatively, how it is impacting businesses, small, medium, large business. And the question is, who are the persons that are going to come out successful after this virus? Because business, family life will never be the same again. And so for me, it's important that we as people look inside ourselves, take this time to reflect on our lives, both in the workplace, in our home, in our social lives, and to see how we can make things better. Because this is a time when we have to reflect and try to rediscover some things that we have lost along the way of just living life, how we have lost certain things. I feel as well that this is a time when a lot of people are going through grief and suffering and increased vulnerabilities, things that they never even thought of before now. But the fact that they're forced to stay in, they find time to think critically, think constructively, to be able to find solutions to problems that they now give consideration to. So it is a time when we really must come together and see who we are, rediscover lost grounds, for example, in living life amazingly. And for me, this is central to how we exist, how we live life in the present moment, and things that we take for granted that we should never have taken for granted. How we build relationships, for example, and how we treat those people in our relationship spheres. Okay. So it is a truly a time when we are forced to sit back and contemplate how we are going to live again beyond coronavirus 19.
When you talk about relationship, do we even value? Are they relationships anymore?
Well, well, relationships is the term is wide because we're talking about different types of connection and connectivity to people. We have
Mhm.
working relationships, for example. We
Mhm.
have family relationships. We have social relationships in our sports and cultural clubs, in our churches, you
Mhm.
name it, wherever the social space or the physical space is where people meet and connect. We have different types of relationships. We have the love relationships, the parental relationships, the family, extended family, all these relationships where people come together, to converse, to share things. We have the love relationships too. And sometimes in these relationships, we see the people, but we really don't see them. They are in our space and we take them for granted. And it
Mhm.
takes events like this, a virus where we are forced to stay indoors, where we can't go out as we normally would like to.
Mhm.
And so this is giving us time to re examine our relationship with people. Some people we know of them and we never even reach out to them because we think they're always there. They're always going to be there until they die and they say, oh my God, I should have gotten in touch. Well, this is like a death, right? This virus is telling us we need to think again and to
Mm,
value people in our lives and value human dignity. Because
mm,
that's the bottom line. And we have to start at home. And the basic principle is love, by the way. The love of the divine creator of the universe is first principle. Second principle, love of yourself and love of your neighbors. Okay? And neighbors is not about your neighbor next door who live next door to you. It's about your family members as well.
that's right. That's right.
Okay? So we have to go back to basics and re-examine how we are socialized and how we are nurtured. We should be able to nurture our families in loving relationship and understanding them, understanding each member of the family. And when we go outside of the family, our relationship, even the workplace.
Mhm.
People are staying home now and they when they were in the workplace, sometimes they pay scant regard to other people in the workplace, not even a
That's right.
smile. And
That's
then
right.
now they realize, oh my gosh, I am not at work because, oh, I miss Henry or I miss Jane. I remember she used to laugh this way. And
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
reflect on that.
Mhm.
And sometimes when you reflect, you realize, I should not have treated Jane that way in the workplace.
Mhm.
Look
Mhm.
what has happened now. And can you imagine I'm missing Jane? Never thought of her before. And now I realize what she used to do that was so special. But I took it for granted. And now
That's
I'm
right.
not seeing her. So what do I need to do to make sure that she stands out in my life again after this?
Mm, mm,
So this is a time when people must reflect to help them to understand how to live again after COVID-19. How are you going to live again and build better relationships, right? And those people you took for granted, how do you make life better for them?
mm. That's a very valid point. Those people you took for granted. You see, one thing with me that I've always preached and always practiced, yes, you guys heard me. I preach it and I practice it. It's very important, the practicing part, because a lot of people preach it, but they don't practice it. So, one thing that I've always advocated for and practiced in my own life is the power of forgiveness. I
Mhm.
always tell people, I say, you don't know if you will see that person again to have the opportunity to forgive this person. So, just like you said, the greeting, just the simple greeting that Jane must have been greeting you before that you've taken for granted, now you don't see her to even say hello to her anymore, except via platforms like this or maybe phone calls, which
Mhm.
before you are able to physically see the person. Now you cough, people run away. You sneeze, before it's a blessing. People tell you, bless you. Now you sneeze, everybody takes off. Like you're some sort of
That's
a
the funny
monster.
part.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's true. It's sad. You know what I mean? So yes, the world will never remain the same again, just like you said. So really, what is your advice? First, guys, we are talking, pardon my unprofessionalism. We're talking with Dr. Marlyn Morris. Dr. Marlyn Morris happened to be my mentor. So, yes, a lot of you guys that called me and say, Queen, I want you to be my mentor. I have a mentor. I go to God first, and I go to my husband second, and I go to Dr. Morris. So I always talk with her. She advises me, she coaches me, she helps me. Okay, so
Mhm.
if you guys want to see how I became really calm over things, Dr. Morris. She is the
You're too
founder.
kind, Queen. You're too kind.
No, but I'm telling the truth, she is the founder, the CEO of Ontario Training College.
Yeah.
Dr. Morris,
Yeah.
please help me say that correctly
Okay,
and how
so
we can find you.
all right. So, yes, I'm founder of the Ontario College for Development Training. It's a private career college that focuses on career enhancement. We also have Dr. Marlyn Morris, Inspiring Life Solution, which is company where we train transformation coaches and we provide transformation coach training for individuals and groups. So if you are a person who is passionate about people and helping them to discover or rediscover who they are so that they can come out of vulnerabilities and out of the comfort zone that they find themselves in and the blockages that they find themselves in every day, we help to remove those blockages by training individuals, coaching individuals to transform their lives into one that is amazing, which is what they should be doing, living amazing lives of peace and harmony. And
Mhm.
how to do that? But we live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with stress and strain and vulnerabilities and prejudices and biases that tend to sink us deeper into the self isolation, actually, where we cannot even get out of it unless we have help to do so. So, we are transformation coaches and we teach you how to become transformation coaches that you yourself can help others because that's what it's about, really, valuing human dignity and helping people to thrive and prosper in a world which is designed for self-destruction. So we have to constantly think about that. So this is what we do, in Ontario College for Development Training and Inspiring Life Solutions. And I'm sure that you can find me on LinkedIn, Dr. Marlyn Morris on LinkedIn. I'm also on your Facebook pages, and if you search for Ontario College for Development Training, you will find us, ontariocollege.training.org, But I'm sure Queen will let you know more
Yes,
about that.
I'm going
But
to
yeah,
put up that link right after the broadcast so that people can find you. And you do give trainings online on every
yeah,
platform. If you have a Skype, a Zoom, a
yeah,
WhatsApp, a Facebook, she can train you remotely. You don't have
yeah,
to be at the school. Guys, please help me share this video because what we're doing is not just talking, we're promoting businesses for the individuals that are coming to share with us for free. To get Dr. Morris to talk to you, you have to pay, but I am privileged. So
well,
guys, please share on your platform,
no,
invite people
no,
because she's teaching us
yes,
things for free. So please, the
mhm,
only way you can help us and get the word out and get her college out is by sharing so that other people can see and hear what she's talking. They'll
yeah, and
benefit from it
referencing as well.
and join her, right? So, Dr. Morris, you said something very important while you were talking. You said we
Mhm,
live in a world of self destruction.
yeah.
Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, because you know what? We tend not to remember that we are uniquely different, all of us.
Hmm.
Okay. And we come into this world with our different skills, talent, passion to do well because that's our assignment from the divine one, whoever it is that we call our God, the God of the universe. People describe him differently, but there must be that greater power. That greater power that caused us to come into being in this world, right, has assigned us responsibility for us to be able to enhance the lived experience of all human beings around us. Okay, we all have our different assignments. Okay, but sometimes what is happening is that we tend not to discover who we are first and foremost, or when we do discover who we are, we allow other people to assign us to a class where we are not enough. We think we are not enough, so we settle for less than the best, and that is not the order of things. We came into this world with more than enough. Okay, we are more than enough if we really truly understand who we are. but we settle all the time for less than the best because of what others say about us, what others do to us, right? To belittle us. And we take it for granted without fighting back mentally. And I'm not saying physically, but mentally, to know that you are strong. You are more than what people say you are. Okay?
Mm.
So you need to define who you are and understand who you are before you settle in a comfort zone that is described for you by others. Okay?
Wow.
I've
So
always
this,
said we are all bold, brave, bright, beautiful, fearless, and powerful. But we give it up because we feel weak
wow.
and we allow blockages to take us over. And we allow others to define our lives for us. And that is totally wrong. Actually, it's immoral. Do not define my life for me because I am unique. I came into this world with my special skills. You came into this world with your special skills and talents, and we need to honor this, respect this, because we all came to contribute to the betterment of humanity
Hmm.
and to the peace and harmony that we need in this life. Okay?
Wow.
We all have our duties, our assignment to contribute to
Hmm.
the advancement of humanity and that peace that we need to transform our world. This is where we are going at this stage in time. Do you think that all these viruses and everything that is attacking us, it's a wake up call actually
Absolutely.
for us to step
Absolutely.
back and observe and analyze what we are doing, not only to the planet, but people around us as well. We are destroying this planet too
Hmm.
by how we manage our waste, by how we treat our resources, wanton destruction of our resources as if, you know, they're there forever. And in the bottom line of it, we are hurting ourselves. This
Don't
is a wake up call, actually.
So this COVID-19, as horrible as it is, killing people, and everyone is in panic. There is a good side to it, would you say?
There are lessons to learn from it. Okay. And that lesson is to help us to, what we are doing for that is to reflect. It allows us time to reflect on what we have been doing.
Hmm.
Why is it that this thing is happening to us? Look at a big country that we live in, like Canada. Large countries have to close their doors. We are closed down. We are locked down. Okay. And therefore, this time is allowing us to think again, think seriously
Hmm.
beyond this. Life
Hmm.
will never be the same again before, March, let's say, or before the arrival of this virus. It will never be like before. So we have to use this time. And this is the good thing about this, is
Hmm.
that we are shut down. We are locked down. We are practicing social distancing. We
Hmm.
can't even meet our friends and relatives in our government here.
Not
We
anymore.
can't assemble for more than 5 people. We don't even see it on the road except to go and shop for
Hmm.
goods.
Hmm.
Okay. So it has many lessons of experience here. And when you look at it really, where are the small businesses, for example? Where are they?
What is going to become of them? It's more
Okay.
of a question. What's going to happen to the small businesses? Because these are the small businesses. The small businesses are really the thing running the world. Look at the jobs now that nobody ever wants to take. Jobs like grocery store attendants,
Mhm. Yeah.
truck drivers, delivery vans, delivery people,
Mhm.
um,
They fall in
cleaners,
essential. They are
cleaners.
now
Now they
essential
are
service.
essential.
All right.
They're all
And that is so
essential.
interesting because sometimes when we train our children as parents, we say, look, you're not gonna be a truck driver, you're gonna be a
Oh
doctor,
no, you
or
have
you're
to be
gonna be
a
this or an
doctor.
engineer,
Mm,
right? And in our society, we tend to look down at these people,
that's right.
that they
But
are not
today,
worthy. But look at today. What is happening? And then look at the different infrastructure for training that we have set up. Right now, it's no longer face to face. What it is teaching us is that we have to do blended learning or go online because the technology is providing that. Science and technological advancement is showing that we can have online training, for
Hmm.
example.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And one of the questions that always bother me, why do we do 4-year degrees when we can do degrees in 3 years and 2 years? So we have to rethink even the education system itself.
Wow, you need to explain that though, because
Okay.
a lot of people would want to hear that. A lot of people would really want to hear that. Why do we do education 4 years instead of 2 years? I have another lady that is going to be joining in the discussion with you very soon, and we would listen to her point also. Okay.
Yeah.
I will bring you on live. Dr. Morris, that's a fantastic place. And one thing that I am even thinking right now, because my kids, I've always advocated to homeschool them. When they were growing up, I stayed home 6 years with them, just because I know that the value that a mother would put into their children, the no offense to the teachers, but because the teachers, they have so much to deal with during a school day, a typical
Hmm.
school day. I used to run a day home and I had about 12 children at a time. The care for 12 children will never be compared to the care for just one in your home or two in your home. That's the truth.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I've always advocated for homeschooling. I stayed home with them for as long as I could, making money on the side to support the family with my husband, until they went to school. Now
Hmm.
that they're back home, I see that they're doing super good. Like, they're taking time to even do their schoolwork better than the rush in the world when they're in classrooms, and they're ahead of their schoolwork. Both of my kids are right now ahead of everything that they need to do. So I'm
Hmm.
even thinking now to keep them, even after this corona thing, to do their university online. Why
Hmm.
not? Because they would go faster. So could you please throw some light on that? I am going to be bringing Taiwo up on the screen. Taiwo, you jump in when you want to, jump in. Let me know. And, Dr. Morris, we're talking with Dr. Marlyn Morris, my mentor, live from Toronto, Canada. And she runs a college in Toronto, a training college that I have personally benefited from. So for you guys that are just joining in, Aja, thank you for coming. Ellen, Mambo, thank you guys for joining in. Sar, what's his name? We had a fantastic time, early hours of this morning with Sardon Amos. He's right here listening to you, Dr. Morris. Well, you've been listening to from Nigeria, from London, from United States. United States, we have Houston, Atlanta, Georgia, Maryland. Whoa, Dr. Morris, you're famous.
Well, it's you, my queen. You are the unsung hero, queen of the world. So I am benefiting
Hey,
from your
Miss
contact,
Taiwo.
right?
Very nice to meet you, Miss Taiwo. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good afternoon,
Good
everybody. I'm so
afternoon.
happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. I'm sure you heard me say we're talking with my mentor, Dr. Marlyn Morris, and she's
Yes.
sharing with us, what is going on at this time, how life will never be the same again. And we're now
Mm.
on to education, where she would really throw some light in, and you give us your own opinion also. All right.
Mhm.
All right, Dr. Morris, over to you,
Okay.
man.
So before we left to speak to these welcoming of these persons, we were talking about, what is happening at this point in time, even here in Canada, where, because of the virus, people are being trained at home, students are being trained at home. And what this is showing us is that, science and technology has made things available for us to teach online. And one of
Mm-hmm.
the questions we were asking, why are we not doing more blended learning in classrooms, face to face, as well as online? Because that's where the technology is leading us right now. And we made the point that why would we normally do a 4 year degree face to face when
Mm-hmm.
we can do a degree program in, because technology allows for it. We can do a degree program in 3 years, depending on what degree it is, of course, or even two. But what we see traditionally is designed for big concrete block buildings, where you have to pay for all the facilities and everybody, and recurrent expenditure that goes very high, where you have to train and provide different services for. So these things have to be sustainable.
Hmm.
Okay. And so a lot of time educators in the traditional mode are not ready, are not prepared to go online for courses that are more shorter than before, and more concentrated. As you say, your children are home from university and they're doing their university courses online right now.
They're doing
I am
fantastic.
also a teacher at university level, and my graduate master students, I am teaching them online right now. Okay. So the question is, what do we do in terms of the education system so that we can change for the better? Okay. Look, you talk about, training your children from homeschooling. There's nothing wrong in
Mm-hmm.
homeschooling, because there comes a time when you need to have added value in terms of other human resource teachers, and technical subject areas that you may not be adept with as a parent. So I believe in the balanced approach. I believe that there should be partnership, where you have our children learning at school because they need the social contact environment with
Hmm.
others in a particular space to learn respect and self-respect, respect for others, human dignity, the value of that, and so on. And the fact that they are in a space where there are other students or other children learning is sharing, in our cultural values. This is very valuable if we're living in the same national space. We need to understand the different cultures and so on. So we need to be able to meet people and discuss with them, have training with them where we have common purposes in terms of the socialization, of our children. But yes, I grew up with a father decades ago. And by the way, I'm only 25, but I grew up with a
I
father
love
that
that.
said, I'm always saying, yeah, it's a mindset thing. So I grew up with a father that homeschooled my brother and myself, and still we went to public school, right? We went to public school, right? Where we learned for socialization, and contact with other students. But every holiday, religiously, and on weekends, we are homeschooled by our father. We were homeschooled. So the question is one of balance, right? I always say the parents is the first teacher, and you teach what your children the basic moral principles, for
Mm-hmm.
example, but you may not be able to teach the technical
Mm-hmm.
things.
Oh, my-
But this is a time that where we have to now look at how we can have a blended system, of
that's right.
learning. And it's valuable for higher education people, secondary school children, college, university. Do we necessarily have to have them sitting in a classroom day after day?
What is your take on it, Sister Tayo? Do you have children, and do you agree that when we're not going away from COVID-19, guys? So COVID-19 is not the topic. The topic is how do we get through this time, and even after this time, what happened next? All right, guys. So those
That's
are the
right.
things we're talking about. So if you guys, just for the people that are just joining, thank you, Chocolate Shingle, for joining. Chocolate Shingle
Yeah.
joining in from London, England. So yeah, this is amazing. I am so loving this, that we can all get together to talk. Thanks, Chocolate, for joining in. We're talking with Dr. Marlyn Morris, my mentor, and we have Sister Taiwo. She's an actress here in Canada, and now Chocolate Shingo, an actor from Gambia living in London, England. So yeah, what are you guys take on this? First of all, Sister Taiwo, tell us how you're doing. How are you getting by this difficult time? And what is your take on homeschooling if that becomes an option, especially for university students?
Oh, I'm going to be talking from the point of view of my daughters and my son. I have a daughter in college, and the other one is in the university. So they do online courses training now because they can't go to school. But my son is not really finding it easy because he can't see his friends. You know what I mean? They do online
Well, my
training.
queen, maybe they cannot hear, or so I'm not sure what's
Can
Can
you
happening.
you
hear?
hear me?
Yeah, Dr. Morris, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can't hear anyone
Oh,
else.
can you hear me now? Hello?
Or maybe they need to turn up their mic or
Yeah,
something.
turn up your microphone. I can hear her and I can hear you. So,
Okay, can you
guys,
hear me now?
everyone online, can you hear the two people talking? Please give me thumbs up if you can. Please and thank you.
Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you, Sister Taiwo, and I can hear
Okay,
Dr. Morris.
okay.
But
Oh, do you want me to repeat what I said?
we want our audience to be able to hear you. And if you can keep your camera stable, it would help. There,
Okay,
yeah. Um,
okay.
can
Can you
everybody
hear me now?
hear us?
Yes, I said I'm going to be speaking from the
Dr.
point of
Morris,
view
can
of my
you hear
children.
her now?
Can you? Yeah, I have a daughter in the
Yes, I can hear
university.
you. It's a
I
question
have.
of when we're not talking to mute our mic.
Yeah.
So
Can you hear her?
I can't hear her.
You can't hear me. Hello.
She can hear you.
I can hear
Okay.
you clear and loud.
I want
Can
her
you
to
hear
hear
me?
you though. Oh my. How do we do that?
Can you hear me?
Well, we could
Oh my
we
God.
could continue to speak. I don't know.
So I said I have a daughter in the university and one is in the college. So both two of them because they can't go to school now because of COVID-19. So they take online courses.
Can
And
you hear her now?
my my son too is at home, but he's not finding it convenient at all. He can't go out to see his friends. Basically, that's what has been his complaint. They do online training and courses, but because he can't see his friends and discuss with them, that has been the constraint. Well, online courses are good, but not as good as the classroom. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Well,
That's my own.
they have a lot of meeting like Hangout on Google, FaceTime, Snapchat. I do understand what the children see. This is why this kind of discussions are super important to help other people that might be going through the same thing your children are going through. Everybody is so caring for the adult. What of the children? Nobody's talking about them. So I'm going to be bringing some of the youths online too to tell us how they feel, because this is not just about us, the parents. It's about the children too. How has this been affected their world? You know. So some things that you can do to help your son and your children is get them to be able to talk face to face, online with their friends. It might help. It's not the same as being together physically, but it just gives that comfort. Like, I'm happy I'm seeing you. Do you know what I mean? Thanks to technology.
But I can't see you.
You can't see me.
I can't see anybody except myself.
Oh, really? That's good then. No, just kidding. But I can see you. So, and everybody online can see everybody, right?
I can't see anybody except myself. That's the truth of the matter. I can't
Oh,
see
really?
anybody.
Okay. I'm going to take you off camera and bring you back on, okay? So, guys, it's everybody seeing the picture, seeing everyone talking. Please give me thumbs up. Let me know that you guys are seeing us, because I can see everybody. I can hear everybody. Dr. Morris, yeah, what was your take on what she just said? Her kids, they're home and they're doing their work. It's a little bit difficult because they can't see their friends.
That's the isolation we spoke about. Are you hearing me, my queen?
Yes, I can hear you. And
right?
can
Because these
everybody hear?
these children are used to having their friends, having their phones, have their phone contact, and I don't think the phone contact is cut. Because they still will be able to speak with their friends and so on. What they do not see probably is seeing them, and they have our children are smart, you know. They have their smartphone, most of them anyway, especially if they're at a certain age, they would have had their phone access, and so they still keep in touch with their friends, I am sure. What they can't do is the socializing part, where they can go out together to the park, or go to have a lime in the restaurant, or special social places and so on. They may not be able to go to the movie and all that. But these are times when, if you can't meet your group, you should be able. They're smart enough to set up their group chat. You know,
That's one
their
thing I wanted
hangout.
to say, that they should do
Yes,
like a group chat hangout, and they can,
yes,
be talking every day.
that's right.
Yeah, please.
Sister Taiwo, everyone is saying that they can see you, so that's good. So they
But
can
I
see
can't.
you and they can
I'm
hear
not
you.
happy. I can't see anybody. I
Yes.
can see only myself,
I
and I would
think
have loved to see everybody.
it's your
Really,
network. But were you seeing me before?
I didn't see it before. I've never seen anyone since I. Okay, I think it's coming up a bit. I can't. It's dark. I can't see anybody.
Yeah,
Only myself.
I think it's your network, because we can see you and the audience
Ah,
can see you. Yeah.
is there anything I'm not doing that I'm supposed to do? I don't know.
We'll do that. We'll take care of it again. Anyways, so yes, Dr. Morris, did you hear the advice? Did you hear her
No,
though?
you can repeat. What did she say?
So what she said was, her two children are home. They
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are doing their homework, but it's difficult for them because they cannot physically see their friends.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but it can be set up. The technology is available for us to be able to set up our chat. Look, Skype is there. They can have a Skype chat,
Mm-hmm.
for example. If the
Mm-hmm.
technology is there, so if they have their computer, and I have no doubt that our children have access to computer in their homes,
Mm-hmm.
so they can download the Skype app. They're smart enough to download it to their computer or even their phone, and
Mm-hmm.
set up a chat group with their friends. You can't see them at school because of social distances, but you can have the video link where you can chat with them on Skype and
Mm-hmm.
have a group. So you
Mm-hmm.
can share, you can even use that as a study group as
Mm-hmm.
well. Okay, because if, especially if programming, teaching programs of the schools are online, as I know many universities are doing now, and some colleges and some secondary schools are doing that as well, where they put some courses online for students. Okay, so in those cases, they can have
Okay.
study
I,
group
I was
and chat
I
group.
was I was gonna say also,
Hmm.
Dr. Morris, we're losing you. I, wa-
Oh,
I
okay,
was I
sorry.
was gonna say also that yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say
hearing
also
you.
that most of our children are on social media. Yeah, most of our children are already on social media.
That's
I
right.
was not letting my kids go on it before, but now it's super necessary that they stay in touch with their friends. So
That's right.
Instagram has a fantastic one where you can actually just click request and you are on live. For those of
Right.
you just joining us, thank you so much, Shala Agbola. Shala Agbola is one of our ambassadors doing so much things around the world. I'm pretty sure he's not even around here right now. He's in the front line somewhere in Africa. I'll leave it that way. Doing amazing things.
Okay.
Thank you. Shola, please share the video on your platform for us. Rita Gujovo from Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. Aja from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Aja. Daniel Tosi, Anebi Goody from Nigeria. Daniel Adams. Nick Pam is a fantastic, fantastic woman right here in Toronto, Canada. Next time you should be coming on board. Please download the link and come on and tell us how you are doing. We are talking about how the everyday ordinary people are going through this time and how they are doing. So yeah, all the celebrities, like I said before, they've been flaunting their houses instead of taking that money to bless people. but they rather flaunt their houses on social media. We are about the everyday, ordinary people. And I am taking it a little bit further to see how you are doing and what we can do to help. So I brought in Dr. Marlyn Morris, the CEO of the Ontario College Training. She's a transformational coach, and she's here to help us through this section on how to do, what to do, and when to do it, and what to do after this event. Yes, you heard me say after, because it's really going to come and go. Dr. Morris, thanks again for joining us. And yeah,
It's my
Statai will,
pleasure.
yeah,
It's my pleasure.
okay, she's back. Don't go anywhere, Dr. Morris. I'm sure a lot of other people have other questions. Oh, Washington, D.C. is in the house. Great, I see that. Loretta Aniela from Calgary, Alberta. Please, you guys can post your questions for Dr. Morris. Her show is coming up very soon. It's going to be called Ask Dr. Morris. So you can post your question up here. I am reading it, and I would read it out to her, and she will be able to answer us. If you have any question, you need any advice, please don't hesitate to post it. You can call in. You have a pen ready. I'm giving my phone number on national platforms. But it's okay. Just call in. From abroad, you would click +1 403 3900377. There you go. Now my number is not hidden. 403 3900377. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that number to a business number and get my private number so I can stay peace. All right, guys. So yeah, call in. Dr. Morris is here to answer some few questions for us. What's your take of the new network, the 5G? Aha. Okay. Oh, yay. We get to see Dr. Morris. I can see you. Dr. Morris, I knew this question was going to come in. Someone is asking,
Mm.
what is your take on the new technology 5G? Oh,
Well,
boy.
I am not a techie expert, but from what I understand, it's faster than the 4G now, and it is going to be able to do more things. What I want people to do is to try to learn about it. Let's all get knowledge of what it is going to do, because it's all about, you hear the talk about high levels of radiation and what is going to happen to us and that sort of thing. Nobody has said anything to us, really. It's just those people who are working in those fields are now talking about it. And I think we need to have more public awareness programs. Our governments need to do that. Our communication companies in our countries need to enlighten people about that. Okay? Everything is like it's in the dark. And it's only a few of us that might be so technologically savvy to understand what the 5G network looks like with all those towers that they're building and so on. And we need as a people to ask questions. We need to be informed. Okay?
Well, who do
We
you
cannot
ask?
just sit
Who do
back.
you ask?
Ask our government, ask our communication companies. We need to know. So there should be advocacy groups around our nations that will be asking the questions to enlighten people. Okay? When they want us to buy their telephone service, they tell us about it. Okay? So tell us. Tell us, we need to know.
You're right.
Okay? We cannot just sit back and say, oh, 5G, 5G. And what does that mean for the average man? Okay?
Mhm.
We are end users, and we know we want our phone in our ears. And we have always been told, don't put your phone close to your ears because of radiation and all that. Now, the question is, what is this 5G going to do? What are the pros and cons about it? How is it going to affect lives? We need to know, because we are end users of the system.
Mhm,
Why
mhm.
are we being kept in the dark? Where is our government that should be responsible for informing us? You know?
Everybody is saturated with this COVID pandemic, and this is happening, and that person is dying. Great to talk about all of that, but the true source of what is happening, like you rightly say, nobody really knows. Nobody
Exactly.
really knows.
And we
And
are not asking the right questions either.
isn't that
Because
why
we are
a lot
not
of
knowledgeable to ask questions because we don't know enough. We don't
could
know
that,
enough.
yeah, could that be why a lot of people are in so much fear? Because
Yes.
nobody knows the truth.
You know, the question is at what point are we going to be told this? When everything is done up and ready to go? These are serious times, very serious times, because a lot of things are coming out in the open that some of us never even thought about before.
Hmm.
We normally go through our lives very unconsciously. We do the regular things and that's okay. We have the technology at our fingertips and that's okay. But we have not looked at the impact, not only social or economic impact, we have to look at the health impacts as well. We are total human beings, right? We are
Isn't
mind, body, and soul. So it's not about what affects us physically, but mentally and socially and every other aspects to our lives. And yes, sometimes we need, you know, we think policymakers keep people in the dark. Why do they keep us in the dark? And those of us that know better and can help others to understand, we need to step up and step out and help others to understand what is going on. We need to raise the consciousness of a nation.
do with this 5G thing, since we don't know if it's true, if it's like
We don't know
how
anything about it, full stop.
yeah, so it's just so hard for me to even say anything
And
about
that's
it
why,
because
the challenge is for you, my queen, to get somebody who knows about the technology to be part of this live discussion. So maybe that's
so,
somebody we need to look for, a telecom expert to
Aja,
tell us.
one of our viewers is saying, looks like that. I noticed a week before I stayed home, I saw more construction workers in areas never seen before. They're just popping up everywhere. And yeah, that is happening. That we don't know what they were laying down, and it's so ironic also that they're saying, "Stay home, stay home, stay home." Dr. Morris,
Yeah,
staying home from really what?
not seeing anything.
That's right.
You see, yeah, because we're making light of it. But to me, when you stay home, you don't have access to information out there. So you're locked down in your house. You don't see the construction crew on the road. Are they afraid of coronavirus too? I see them on the road. The telecom people digging up the road, they're doing all kind of things, and they don't even
That's
have mask on their faces.
That's the confusion. Are you staying home away from the rays of whatever the radiation rays that is coming from to you, or you're truly staying home from coronavirus spreading? Those are the questions that, and it really breaks my heart, jokes apart, that the people that do have access to this information, they do have access to the information and they're not sharing. And the everyday ordinary person sitting at home really don't have information to this. So every day they wake up and they're like, okay, what's next and how long? It's really sad
Mhm.
that what is actually killing people right now, it's not so much of the coronavirus itself, it's the power of fear that has been imputed into humans.
Mm.
Everybody is terrified, everybody is scared. And fear brings about, weakness in the whole being, your whole body, your whole system. When you're scared, your system is weak. And when your
Your
system becomes
your
weak,
entire
your
immune
your
system is
immune
weakened.
system go down. And
Yep.
when anything hits, even just as simple as a shock in your body, you drop. And that's the end of you. So this is very, very serious. I'm going to bring Chockley back on screen. Chockley is, like I said earlier, an actor living in London, England, and he went home recently just before the coronavirus thing. And he, Chocolate, tell us who you are and tell us your experience. And if you have any question for Dr. Morris, she will be ready to answer. So, how are you doing, first of all, in London? How are things over there? Guys, you guys are hearing from real people, not CNN. These are
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
real
I'm
people
good.
experiencing real things. So, guys, this is as real as it gets. Thank you so much for coming online, Chuck.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed. I'm good. I'm good. Just trying to stay safe and keep well. But yeah, good. The
So,
whole of UK is locked down, so you could go out for essential stuff, but I don't think people are really sticking to it because,
tell us about the essential stuff, the things that have become essential now. We were just talking about it earlier.
well, what they say essential is like supermarkets, food stuff,
Okay.
and even the market, the city market, is open, but it's only the people selling fruits and stuff that are there. The fishmongers all closed, the meat section's closed, so there's only fruits that's open.
Okay.
And the GPs, the pharmacies, they're open.
Okay.
So then
So you went
that's
home. You went home recently, and while I was talking to you, it breaks my heart the things you were sharing with me, like how people are suffering. Can you
yeah,
just share a little bit of that?
it's crazy. It's crazy because then, like when you're here, you take little things for granted, and when you're back there, I'm from the Gambia, as you know, and it's a nice place. Don't get me wrong. And if you get money, you'll have a fantastic holiday or fantastic life. But then the thing is, it's the wealth is one sided.
Mm-hmm.
The rich people get richer, and they've got all the fancy cars. Because I was shocked. You go to Gambia, you see 2019 Range Rover like there's no tomorrow. When they're saying the country's poor, you see Porsche Cayenne, latest cars that are in the UK, you see them there. And it's like they keep saying Gambia's poor, Gambia's poor. Where's all this money coming from? But then it's just like one sided. The rich people get richer and the poor gets poorer. So it's crazy. And then we here in the diaspora taking little stuff for granted.
Yeah. When you said you shared something about you helping.
Yeah, when I went, because before I went, I was like, um, I called my sister and I said to my sister, this time when I come round, I want to try and help. I want to give something back to the Gambia because I'm lucky that I'm blessed and I've got few change. So instead of just partying and living that luxury thing, I want to take some of my pocket money and buy some food stuff
Okay,
and
I
go.
want just before you go, I just want to just emphasize on one particular thing you just said. You said you have some change with you.
Mm,
Instead of partying, you rather use it to bless somebody.
exactly,
Guys,
exactly,
this is what my platform is about.
exactly,
What
exactly.
are you doing to bless somebody else with the little that you've got in your hands? Dr. Morris is a coach, a trainer. Before she comes to train you, you pay and not cheap. It is not cheap. But she is taking her time now to sit down on this social media to tell us things that are valuable to us. This is her own way of giving back. And by the way, Vigo Awards International this year is going to be solely dedicated to the people that are doing great things for other people this period of this coronavirus thing. So,
Sorry, I
please,
apologize. I'm back. I
no
just had a
worries.
call because I lost my mom on Sunday, so I'm just getting
Yeah,
calls.
I'm gonna
People,
get there too. Yeah. So,
I've just got
Chocolate, to
people
continue,
ringing to sympathize. So sorry, sorry.
no problem. So, Chocolate, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's
So
amazing. Thank you.
I thought, okay. I told my sister, and she was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." So I said, if you could sort it out for me, because there's a shop in Gambia that gets its supplies from the UK. So they get their rice and their oil. because I wanted to get quality stuff as well. I don't just want to buy any cheap stuff from Africa. So I said to my sister, "Can you go to this shop? Because that's where I buy stuff for my family. Because that's where my sister gets rice and groceries and stuff for the house." So I said, "Can you make sure that you go and reserve for me 10 bags of rice, 10 liters of oil, and then tell me how much?" So when I got there, she was like, "Oh, it's all reserved. This is how much it's gonna cost, X, Y, and Z." So I paid the woman, and then I told there was a lady that I used to talk to in Gambia. She knows because she was from a very rich family, so she knows all. She's got the contacts. So I said I would need help because I don't know Gambia that well, and even when I was living in Gambia, I've never gone to the provinces. I was just mostly in the urban areas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I want to go to the villages because I don't want to give this to any chief or any. I want to go to the villages and give it to women, widows that lost their husband and got kids to feed and are struggling.
Wow.
So she said to me, "Okay, I'll call a few of the chiefs in the villages I know because my dad used to do that, and then we will go." So I said, "Okay, cool." So she did that, made some phone calls, and then she rang me and said, "If you're ready, we could set off." So I loaded all the bags of rice and oil in my jeep, and then I went to pick her up, and then we started driving up to the villages. We stopped at a village. The first village that we stopped at was a little village called Lamin. I know you probably would not know, but it's
Oh,
just, yeah,
okay.
it's just going up the provinces. So that was the first stop that we had, and it was a lady who had about 5 kids. The husband died. All the kids that she can afford schooling for them. There's only one that's going to school, and he's being sponsored by somebody from Europe. All
Wow.
the rest are staying at home. She's got a sort of an oldish girl who goes with her to the market to help sell. She's not going to school. So I gave her a bag of rice, a 10-liter oil, and also I had some cash because all of them, I also gave them $2,000 in cash, which is what in UK pounds you're talking about £40. So
Wow.
it's not much here, but there is a big thing.
A lot.
It is a lot of money there. So she was so appreciated. The buzz I got from just her receiving it and saying thank you, it was just worth everything. So
Isn't
from
that an
there,
amazing feeling to it
exactly,
feels so good when you
exactly,
bless somebody.
exactly. So from there, we went up again, drove another 100, 200 kilometers, and we went to a village called Pirang, which is as if you're going towards the border with Senegal. So I stopped there, and we went to this sort of like chief's house, and he's the, what would I call it? He's not the chief of the village, but he is the main sort of religious head in the village. So in his house, he's got tons of kids, about at least 30 counted, that live there in his house.
Dr. Morris, I have some questions coming up lined up for you, so I'm going to throw it out soon. Go ahead, Chocolate.
So he's got about 30 kids living in his house that go,
30.
yeah, that go there to learn Arabic. They go there to learn the Quran.
Okay.
So he houses them, feeds them, and stuff. So he also, I didn't even him because I went. He was meant to usher these ladies, these widows, but when I saw his situation, I was like, wow. So he brought five of these ladies came. They were all telling me their story and all that stuff. So I gave them each a bag of rice, oil 2,000, bag of rice, oil 2,000. And when I ran out, I thought, okay, that was it. And another group just came out from nowhere. About another very old women came out. About a group of 4 or 5 came out, and they were like, "Oh, we need help, my son. We're starving. My husband died. Yeah, ages, ages. We've got nothing." And I felt really, really bad. So I said to them, "Is there a shop where I could buy more around here?" And they were like, "Yeah." So I went to the opposite shop and I told the woman, "How many bags of rice have you got?" And she said, "I've got about six left." So I said, "Can I have them all? And also 10 liters oil." And then she gave me, and I handed them to all these women. And the whole village, almost the whole village, youths, everybody came out, and they were, even the youths were thanking me, saying, "Oh, thank you,
Wow.
bro. Thank you. You don't even know what you've done. Thank you." And all these women were praying. Even talking about it now, I'm getting goose pimples. Or I'm getting, just talking about it now. I was so overwhelmed with, because I'm thinking, this little thing, that's £40, £50. I could have stayed in a hotel, be buying fish and chips or going clubbing with it and have a good time. But just to give it, hey, makes such a difference. When I left, the chief, this guy, called me that night and said, "You don't even know what you've done for these people. You've fed so many people this night. Because if it wasn't for that bag of rice and oil, most of these would have gone hungry." And even him, the guy with these 30 kids, I gave him as well 2 bags and oil for him to help with the kids. So
This is what really pissed me off when I hear stories like this. You know, what you did is out of the little you have. There are
exactly.
people
And this
in
is
this
from my
world.
money, my pocket money,
Yeah,
not gift, not dono, no donation, no GoFundMe. This is money that I took with me
yeah.
on holiday.
And
Yeah,
my point is, there are people that can do these things and it won't even pinch nothing out of them.
exactly.
Anyways, I would leave that for another talk. You have a 11 years old daughter at home, your wife, everybody is home. How are
Exactly.
you managing through, and what will be the one question you will ask Dr. Morris?
Everyone is fine at home. We're trying to keep each other busy and entertained. So, so I apart from sleeping and watching the news 24 hours corona, I now and then just go upstairs when my wife is resting and just start pillow fight just to do something. And
I
she's, "Can
wanted
you?"
to say that. Do you guys fight?
Well,
Are you tired of each other yet?
no, I try to get on her nerves when she's sleeping. That's when I go and just wake her up. And she was like, "Can I just rest, please?" So just like, "No, wake up." So it's
Anyways,
crazy, but yes,
what
yes.
would be the one question that you would have for Dr. Morris, and then what would be your advice for everyone watching? Will the second part of the question will be after Dr. Morris' response.
Okay. Well, Dr. Morris, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, chocolate.
Good, good, good. Just
She always calls you chocolate.
don't worry,
I
I'll
don't
I'll
know.
let you off. I'll let you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just
Yeah.
have a quick question, really. It's about this corona in Canada because I've not heard any news about Canada and this corona stuff on all the feedback I keep getting. Is
Great
it?
question.
Is it? Is it? Is it? Is Canada anti-corona or what's happening? Because
We just have a calm spirited prime minister.
You,
Anyways,
you know,
I'll leave her to answer.
I will be very formal in that answer. Canada is doing its best to protect its people both at the federal and provincial levels, right? And they put in, certain protocols in place in order to make sure we are tested, make sure we are safe, and we have to follow those protocols. Right here in Ontario, for example, there the latest one is that you could be charged if you're found, in assembly of people of more than five, and
wow.
it was a larger group before. So now
Mhm,
they're getting very serious about it. So we just have to follow the framework that the government has set up for us to follow, to be safe for ourselves and even within our home to be safe
mhm.
as well. What
Wow.
you said something that is very important to me when I talk about relationship building and reflecting during this time when you're home with your family.
Mhm,
And many of us sometimes we work different shifts, we work different hours. We never get to see our wives when we should. We never
mhm,
get to see our husbands when we should. We never
mhm,
have family time that we should have
mm,
together with our children. Okay?
mm,
So
mm,
this is allowing a time, and that is what we need to advocate as well. Use this time to reconnect
mm, mm,
with
mm,
your loved ones inside your home and outside your home,
mm,
grandparents as well.
mm.
Keep connection. My thing is that whenever I write off to people or I greet them or send WhatsApp message, I always say, stay safe, stay
Exactly.
strong,
Mm,
stay
mm,
connected.
mm,
Okay?
mm,
Because it could be a lonely affair if you are living alone and have your relatives away from you, where you're
true,
shut in a home. You can't even see them except if you go on Skype or go on the media. You can see them to talk to them, but you must connect,
true, true.
because
Mm,
this virus and this shut in feeling
mm,
cause a lot of people that I'm speaking to be even more stressful
mm,
because
mm.
they're shut in and alone.
True, true. Mm,
Can
mm.
you imagine being in your house 24/7?
It's crazy. I can't. Sometimes I
It is
just go.
crazy.
Sometimes if I'm bored inside, I just go sit in my car outside and
There
just
you go.
listen to
There you
some
go.
music and watch DVD in
No,
the
no,
car.
it's true. I
I
mean, my
think
daughters and
we
myself,
should start the dancing, the home
Exactly.
dancing
Or
thing, like
sometimes
all that.
I just
yeah,
jump
you
in the
can have
car.
your parties. Have your parties. Talk about things that you forgot to talk about,
That's
I
you
right.
know.
know?
That's right.
Reconnect with your wife or reconnect with your husband.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm,
Because the daily lives that we live,
mm.
we have been so stressed. It's
Exactly.
all about earning the dollar,
Exactly.
making
Exactly.
sure you can pay the mortgage and
Mm,
pay the school fees and all that. And we forget to live, to really live socially,
exactly.
you
Exactly.
know?
And I agree with that because there's more to life than just the money, bills, and working. There's more to life than that. It's the people.
Absolutely.
For me, as I keep saying, money, it's good to have the money and it's good to
Mhm.
have all the luxuries in life and the comfort. But for me, having that connection and friendship with people,
Yes.
it's more, oh, I value that more than the little change that I can make.
Yes.
And that's why I tell people money would never come between me and anybody.
Yeah.
We would never have an money issue with anybody because money comes and goes. The friendship
Mhm.
lasts forever. So,
Yeah. I always say, when I talk and teach and train people that, we are two types of resources in the world that we
mm,
need to share. We have monetary resources and non monetary resources.
mm,
We
mm,
value the time of people, their counseling, their coaching, their talking with us
mm,
to
mm,
help us
Oh,
to live well and live amazingly,
mm,
right?
mm,
And
mm.
so, yes, you may not be able to give me money, but you can give me counsel and comfort during this
Exactly.
time. Okay?
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
non monetary resources that we need to share to
Exactly.
make life better for others, you
Mm,
know? So it's
mm.
not about money alone. Okay?
That's very true. That's very, very true. That's very true. Mm,
when you say it's not about money alone, it reinforces the fact that Vigor Awards International was truly a gifted idea from God, because people think that until I am able to give you $10 million or build a house for you or buy a car for you, that is when I am truly doing something for you.
Yes.
mm,
I shared yesterday on my platform a very simple thing that I did for a neighbor.
mm.
I was sitting at home bored. Well, not bored. Whoa, bored in my home? No. Where did that word come from?
You can use it. You can use it.
Anyways, I have just a few minutes downtime. I should put it that
All
way.
right.
And I decided, to just call up my neighbors and just see how they're doing. The few that I do have some contact with, neighbors, I mean people within, close proximity.
Mm,
And one of them, it's an elderly woman with her husband in the 90s, and they're home. And they have tried to go out every day for the past 1 week just to get grocery shopping,
mm,
and something comes up, they can't go. Either the husband gets sick or the wife feels so tired and they can't go. So immediately I heard that, I put on my jogging suit and, took the car, went out, and, with precautions. And I
Mm.
told them, just give me the list, drop it in your mailbox. They dropped the list in their mailbox with their card and the number of the PIN number. And, I took everything, went to the store.
I know it's we take so many stuff for granted. It's the little stuff that you do
I'm
that you
Mhm.
sorry,
think
guys, but
it's.
Dr. Morris,
Yes, dear.
the level of thank you that came
Mm,
out of these people, you know,
Yes. Yes.
anybody that is used to me know I cry. I don't care where I cry.
Yes. And you're free to cry because it's the
you
humanness of you.
know,
And if more of us was doing that, we would be so fulfilled. Because
mm.
these little things are miracles and they make life special and wonderful. They make life amazing. And it is the borderline of true foundation of love. That
And
is
I
what we are talking about.
and I believe as well that the more you give, as I was saying to Queen the last time, the more you give, the more you get.
That's right.
That little gesture that you did, you might think, oh, there's fair enough, they say thank you. But it doesn't end there. Because
That's
God
right.
would bless you.
I'm sorry, guys.
There would be a time when you would be in your most desperate need. And
Uh, I'm
out of
I'm sorry.
nowhere,
I'm
somebody just
sorry.
come and bless you. And you think, hey God, how do I deserve this? And it's because of the seed that you sow, the good that you did, that just came
Mhm,
back to
mhm. Well, you know what? I consider this time
you.
a time when we have a second chances and third chances to
Mm,
do what's right for our neighbors. And I
mm,
mean people who are in our lives or people
mm,
we impact, people we come across, because that's what fundamentally it is all about. How
mm,
to respect and value human dignity, human worth.
Dr.
Okay?
Morris, you don't know
That is what it's about.
how
mm,
strong that is. It hit me. Like the lady, I don't know if there is a way she could have opened up her heart for me to see how grateful she was.
I know.
And I went back in my car and I sat down. I'm like, wow,
I know.
just as little, as simple as just going. It took me from the beginning to the end was
Mm,
maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, not more,
I
of
know.
a whole 24 hours that I have in
Mm.
each day. Just 30 to 45 minutes to bless somebody with just as simple as helping them to do
Because
grocery. It was a huge deal. You
you've
know,
got the time and sometimes you might have the resource. So for us, that's why I keep saying we take those stuff for granted.
we do.
When I was in Gambia as well, I went to this restaurant and I had something to eat. So as I was coming back to my car, this old woman, really old, fragile woman, you can, and the sun in Gambia is so hot that I normally don't go out when it's that sun. This old woman came up to me and says, "My son, I've not eaten anything. Can you give me something?" I just took $100, $200, gave her the amount of the smile and the prayers this one was saying. She stood next to my car, would not let me go for about 5, 10 minutes, just praying. I almost cried.
Yeah.
It's amazing the little help you give to people, how long away it goes. And that's why I keep telling everybody, they're like, oh, Vigo Award. Yeah, you guys gonna hear me talk about Vigo Award a lot because what I'm doing right now, it's all about Vigo Awards International. Thank you so much, Sharon Palacio, from all the way from Belize. Wow. Thank you for joining. And we also have Unique V just joined. Bosede Adewumi from Nigeria, of course. Thank you guys for joining. We're on live with Ask Dr. Morris. Dr. Morris is my mentor. Yeah, my mom.
I'm only 25. Stop it.
Oh, she's only 25 years.
I am
Actually,
only 25.
I am
You
older
don't see
than
me?
her.
Can you not see me that I'm 25?
I'm older than her, but she's my mom. And we're talking on to a great actor, aspiring actor, Chuckley Shingle, all the way from London. and we spoke earlier with Taiwo from Toronto, Ontario. Last night, I was privileged to talk with a very young gentleman mentoring other young people in Africa. I love what I'm doing. I love the fact that we are able to bring real people of real time with real experience to talk to you. So we're not fake. Chocolate, you gotta go.
Queen, just excuse me.
Okay,
I just wanted to say something. Do you remember
please go ahead.
when we had a chat, the village I told you about with
Yes,
the
yes. I'm
water
gonna
issue?
bring up that, and I'm gonna bring up your mom also.
Yeah.
So no problem.
Also, while I was in the no, that wasn't even while I was in the Gambia. I was at home one night, and I'm in bed watching because I've got this satellite um, box, so I could watch Gambia like African channels.
Mhm.
So I was lying down in my bed watching the news in the Gambia, and then it just pop up that a village in one of the villages uh,
Sharon,
begged the
please share the video so that the Belizeans can watch also.
the women in that village are pleading to the government to help them with another borehole for water.
When you say another borehole, they have one already.
The whole village only have one borehole that was built by the Chinese in 1981, and
Oh
it's
my
one that you
God.
pump, you stand and pump. So all the ladies
Wow.
walk to that borehole to fetch water to go water their garden, and that's the same water to use to cook and drink, and it's not even drinkable because it's a bit salty. So I saw this in the news and I felt so touched. In the morning I called Gambia and spoke to this lady that I was telling you about. I said, look, do you know any guy that could dig a borehole? And it was like, oh, I know a few companies. I said, can you hook me up with one? Because there's this village that I want to help and pay for a borehole because they're struggling. They need water. So she gave me a guy's number. I rang the guy. I was like, there's this village. It's really far. I've never heard of it. I don't know where it is. But I want you to go there and do some feasibility studies to see how much it will cost to dig them a borehole because they're struggling. They need water. So the guy went, came back, and gave me a crazy estimate. He probably thought, well, this guy's in Europe, so I'll just give an extortionate price. So he came about almost what 8,000 or something, almost $1 million, which is about almost £8,000. I was like, no way, I'm paying that. So I told the lady, can you give me somebody else because this guy is crazy. So he gave me another number. I think this guy now either comes from that village or has come to the village. So he went, told them about this, said, oh, somebody sent me from UK. He wants to sponsor you. He wants to pay for a borehole. I'm just here to do the feasibility studies. So he gave me a really good price because it came down to about £2,000 roughly. So it
Mhm.
was like, this is what it will cost. And the villagers said, the youths in the village said they would dig the trench to lay
There
the
you go.
pipes.
Yep.
Yeah,
See
that
that?
will be their contribution.
Working
Yep.
together.
Yeah. So they would contribute because that would reduce the cost. So they would
Yes.
dig up the trench for the you to put a pipe and so on and so forth. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I would happily do that for you. But remember, this money is my own money. It's not, I'm not getting any donor or anything. So you need to bear with me because obviously I need to, it's not that I'm rich that I could just pull out 2,000 just
Hmm.
like that to give you. But I promise you that I'll do it. So if you give me some time, I'll do it. And up till today, every day I get a call from the village saying, "Bro, we're begging you. We're still waiting to hear from you." And
Tell
I
them
was
to
just telling
wait.
Queen
We're
the
gonna
other day.
help. We're gonna help to get to achieve that.
I
We're
was
gonna
just telling
craft.
Queen the other day. I just wish God could bless me with money that I just don't need to worry about money. I'll do so much,
Hmm.
and
It's coming. It's coming. With the
it's
hearts
crazy.
that you have,
It's
God is
crazy.
going to bless you. And you know what? If we get together, two, three, four, five of us, we would be able to bring a borehole to that community. And
No.
it's going to be in my agenda. The one
Mhm,
thing that I really love to do is things like this,
mhm,
just out of the little that we have, we give. And that is what to me, when people talk about Christianity, which is
Mhm.
going to be a whole new other topic if we go into that, my Christianity is how can I pull another person to my
Exactly.
level or higher?
Exactly.
That is the whole essence, because Jesus talked about love your neighbor as yourself. I
Mhm.
love me enough to wake up this morning to clean me up. Do you
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
why will I sit down watching another person dirty?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love me enough to get up and make me food to eat into me.
Mhm.
Why will I watch another person to be hungry if I love that person as me?
Mhm.
So what God is saying is, if you love that person the way you love yourself, it's gonna eradicate the power of hate, animosity, jealousy,
Jealousy, you know.
envy, I can do it alone mentality. It's going
Mhm.
to erase all of that. Why? Because if I look at Dr. Morris as if though that is me, I would
Mhm.
only do to Dr. Morris the things that I would do to myself.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And if we're able to adapt that simple technique, there will be so much peace in the world. You will see that a lot of people will not be worrying about how much I can acquire to myself. How much can you get when everything is vanity? You
And
guys
and
don't let me get going on that side.
yeah, but and the thing is, with all the wealth that you gather, all the cars, all the houses in this
How
corona,
many of it
exactly, and in this corona time, you're not spending it. You're locked indoors.
you can't,
You can't
even
do
if
anything.
you want to?
So
If I have
it's
a
mad.
jet plane now and I want to fly to come see you in London, I cannot.
Exactly,
Period.
exactly. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, this
And
time will allow us to reprioritize what we do in our lives.
that's
You
right.
know, it will cause us to reflect. It will
Mhm.
cause us to understand how we need to live again, what we
Mhm.
need to do. It's a wake up call, actually. And you
Absolutely.
touched the point about our religious bodies and so on. You know, I hardly hear anything about that. It's like the faith is gone, you know, and it is so sad. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying it's all religious bodies. I'm just saying that because of who they are, our leaders, religious leaders and so on, we need that agency that is
Mhm.
there to tell us how to live for the afterlife. You know, we
Mhm.
want to know how to live now together as brothers, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
push fellowship now, push helping people right now to show the glory of the God we serve. You
Right.
know, it's the same thing. Why wait? And they're silent. They're
A
silent.
lot of them are.
You know,
I'm going
I
to be bringing
generally
some
they
of
are
the,
silent. I
yeah,
want them to speak out.
I'm going to be bringing some of the
You know,
pastors that are personal close friends to me. I'll be bringing some of them online in the couple of next few days, depending on their availability. And we're going to be talking a lot about these things. What are the times we're living in? What are the times to come? And how do we live in this time and the time to come? So we're going to be talking about that. So, yeah,
I
wow.
think we need a shake up, a revival, a
Mhm.
restoration, a renewal, rejuvenation, all the R's in our institution like that. We need a wake up call to say we need to do things differently now.
That's
True.
right.
You know, as a church body, right? A body of Christ or whatever your religion, right? All
Mhm.
religions speak of love of a love of the human being. Let's
Mhm.
take it from that basic principle. So it
Mhm.
doesn't
Mhm.
matter whether you're Muslim or Christian or Buddhist or whoever your religious is, we talk about love of the human being.
Mhm.
That's
Okay?
right.
And that alone should tell us at this point in time that we need to re examine what we do, redesign what we do for humanity to thrive and prosper.
Mhm.
That is our only purpose, our
Mhm.
destiny as a body, a religious body, right?
Mhm.
That speak of love. Okay? So let's
Mhm.
stop the foolishness and review what we are doing in our churches, right?
True.
What are we doing to help impact lives for the better? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We need to reorganize our priorities. We go to church and we throw the offering and the tithes and all that. Let us see what we do with it now.
True.
Okay.
True.
This
True.
time is allowing us to re-examine our mode of operation,
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
even in our churches. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Renewal. That's the word. Renewal. We can say restoration, rejuvenation,
Mm-hmm.
re-engineering, reimagining how we need to live again with
That's
the
very true.
basic principle of love.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to be honest, I have a great respect for the work that you do. It is shame I could not be on live. Okay, so many messages. Yes, I saw it soon. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to bring all these messages back up. I think we've spent. Oh wow, we're doing great.
All right. Well, you know what, my queen? You didn't tell us how long we are to be on this.
I'm not gonna
So
say,
let's
but
back up. Let's back up.
the story is important, and I know a lot of people are really actually getting blessed from my broadcasts in the early hours of this morning. Believe it or not, I was on live video by 4:30 a.m. This morning until 6.
Well, this is a good platform for reaching people who are
Yes,
shut in as well.
yes,
You
yes.
Mm-hmm.
know?
And this is why I'm doing it as often as I can, just to reach out people. I mean, Chocolate, how do you feel talking to the whole world about your experience? It must feel good.
To be fair, when I was doing it, I was like, I'm not. I don't want anyone to know this
Yeah.
because I'm doing it out of my heart. I'm not doing it for the publicity. I'm not doing it for to show off. I'm
Yeah,
doing it
no,
because
but
I want to do it.
yeah, but
But then,
this
um,
when I spoke to you, what
mm,
you're sharing is super important. You know why?
mm,
This is what Vigo Award is about. We share the
Mhm.
little things that you are doing to encourage other people to do likewise. I'll
mm,
tell you something. You know how many people are watching us now and they have this little change that you talked about and don't even know that it is going to be super helpful to
mm,
somebody else? Do you know how many people are sitting down now thinking,
mm,
I have extra $1,000. That's just a little amount of money. It can't
mm,
help anybody. But that money right now, you send it to an individual, a
mm.
family member back home or somewhere, even right here
Yeah,
where we
no.
live. There
Mm,
are people going hungry already. I'm
mm,
going
Mhm.
to be bringing two of them online to
mm,
talk right here in Canada.
mm,
I'm going to be bringing them online to talk about their experiences.
mm,
They're going hungry already because they've
Mhm.
not been working. The government is giving what, $300?
mm.
$300 can't even feed a child in a month.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I know. So
You
it
know,
was this. It was
so
this lady that
your
was like,
sharing is super good. It's encouraging other people to do the little bit. If all of us are able to do a little bit, just
Mhm.
adopt a
mm,
family to help them do their grocery or help them pick up their medication or help them. You say, okay, every week I'm going to buy just a pint of milk
mm, mm,
and take to this family. You
Mhm.
are
But that is
changing lives.
interesting, and my queen, I want to big up Amira Amarula of the Canada Mortgage
I
and
am
Finance
lifting
Agency,
her up.
because
Yeah.
she is doing an amazing work right now,
mm,
helping to feed the
I
homeless
mean,
and
yes,
the
for free,
hungry,
for
teaming
free.
up with other restaurants to do that.
You
I
go to
want to
the,
hail her up.
yes,
We need
absolutely.
more people like
Well,
that to stand
mm,
out.
this is all she's doing. She's connecting with restaurants and collecting free foods and delivering. They
mm.
have
Yeah.
delivery people delivering food to people that are stuck at home.
Yes, this
I did
is
it.
a hero. She's a hero.
I did it at Christmas as well. The homeless people in here, Christmas Day, I did the same as well. I got a Christmas hamper for them. I put food,
That's
drinks,
fantastic.
and then I
You know,
just drove around because nobody goes out Christmas. No cars, no everything. So I just
which
went
is wrong.
around
Back home, the way we do Christmas, we go door to door. You know,
Mhm.
about 7 o'clock in the morning. I drove to town, and all these homeless people, some of them were even still sleeping. I just knocked and said, "That's for your Christmas," and I took about 7 bags. I gave them all,
Wow.
and
Wow.
then
No,
and then I
now
came
you
back.
know what? Now you know what? I'm always an advocate for policy development and change. And this
Mm-hmm.
is what this virus has shown that our government, we need to take a more advocacy approach to helping with new policies to help. There's
Mm-hmm.
no reason why countries like ours should have homeless people on the street
I
Yeah,
know.
no.
and hungry people and vulnerable
Goodness.
people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right
Mm-hmm.
now. And
Yep.
believe me, the outcome of this virus, more people are going to be exposed, their vulnerabilities.
That's
True,
the
true.
Because
whole
right
point.
now, a lot of
That's
people,
what
we can't even
excites
pay
me.
our rents. We can't
That's
pay
what
our
excites
rents,
me.
and our government is stepping in to do what they can. But the
Mm-hmm.
point is, we have to rethink how we develop policies
Mm-hmm.
to be able to have people to be accessing affordable outcomes in homes
Mm.
and businesses and jobs and things like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has been structured against people who are vulnerable. They
True.
cannot rise up out of the poverty and the vulnerability. Very
Yes.
little is being done right around the world,
Mm-hmm.
while the rich get richer and the
And the
poor get
poor gets poor.
poorer,
Ah,
right?
Exactly.
And
the
nothing is
Exactly.
rich,
being done but pure talk. We
the
need to
Exactly.
talk with purpose now as
that's
policy
right.
development people.
That's right. And the rich is actually really getting richer.
Of course.
Uh,
Of course.
Because the system is designed like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Dr. Morris, you have a message.
my hope is that this virus will open the eyes and the heart of truth to our leaders around the world. Those people that we have put in power to impact our lives, they need to get up and think again
Hmm. Hmm.
Well,
and
I don't
learn
think.
lessons out of this, that it cannot be business as usual anymore.
No,
I
not
don't think
after
it's
this.
having an effect in Africa because they're just getting richer. They just accumulating all the donation that's coming in.
Chocolate, stop deceiving yourself. The same shit that's happening. Oops, pardon my French. Same thing happening here.
It happens
Exactly.
Same
everywhere.
thing happening
Everywhere
here.
it is
Not
No, but
just
at
happening.
least no,
Africa.
but at
Not
least
just
the way
Africa.
I see it, at least in the European side of things or in Europe, even if they're taking, they'll take 40. In Africa they take 90 and give
We're
5.
losing your audio. Losing your audio, Chocolate.
Can you hear me? Is it better? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
As I was saying, at least, well, from my thinking, the Europeans or in Europe, they'll take 40 and give 60. In Africa, they take 95 and give 5.
That is if you
That's
get
the
the
difference.
five at all. That is
Well,
if you get the five at all.
we have to re-examine wealth redistribution. We need to
Anyways, just a
re-examine
recap,
that.
just a quick
So
recap.
it's crazy.
Guys, you're on to live with Queen Amina, and we are talking to Dr. Marlyn Morris, my mentor, and the CEO and the founder of Ontario College for Training. She is a transformational coach. So if you are looking to transform your life, go to www.ontariocollege
Training.org.
training.org. So that's www.ontariocollegetraining.org to connect with Dr. Morris, or I
Or they
now
can send me their email, docmorris@gmail.com. Very
okay
easy.
docmorris at gmail.com, double M, double R. And or you can now have my phone number. Ouch.
To access me.
So
Well,
call
you
me.
did say I'm your mentor. So
That's
you did.
right. So call me and I would connect you to Dr. Morris. And also the split screen, we have our lovely chocolate shingle all the way from London, England. And he is an actor, an aspiring actor. And if you are doing movies, you want to shoot a movie, you want to do, commercials, you want a screenplay partner, just contact me and I would connect you again with Chocolate. Chocolate is preparing his website that is going to come on live. When he does, please let me know and I'll put that link. So our
Cool.
platform is not just to talk, it's also to promote the people that are giving their time to come talk with us. So, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're not selling anything. We're just telling you to go add value to your life by listening to us. And
Thank you.
also,
Thank you.
another thing that we are doing on this platform at the end of the day is we're going to be picking out heroes from our live videos like this. I found one last night, just that
Yeah.
simple. He's a young guy, Sardon Amos. He's watching us, I'm pretty sure. He spoke to us for about an hour, 45 minutes, almost 2 hours yesterday. And he's doing a fantastic job in Nigeria mentoring young adults. He had the opportunity to leave Nigeria to go abroad somewhere and just live his life. He decided that God spoke to him to stay back in Nigeria to build the less privileged young people up to
Mm,
where he is at. And this is
Mm.
what he's doing powerfully. He has a platform, a very strong platform on Facebook. Mentor something. I'm gonna post it. I promised posting it yesterday. I didn't, but I would do it right after this video. Follow him on Facebook, and he has a group chat that I belong to on WhatsApp with over 200 people on that group chat. And he is constantly mentoring these people for free. That is my hero right there.
Mhm.
So if you want to come on live with us, please text me. Now you have my WhatsApp number. Text me on WhatsApp. Send me a message on Facebook. I'm always there. Or you can follow me on Instagram at Queen Amina. Follow me on Instagram, Queen Amina.
Mm. I
So
can see
please,
your. I can see why you are the actress.
exactly. Exactly.
somebody asked me yesterday that why are you so excited? Why are you so happy? I am super excited because I know that this period is not just about coronavirus. Coronavirus was a disguise for great things that are supposed to be happening to great
Mhm.
people of God. It's a paradigm shift. And I am positioning myself for grabbing a portion of that pie. I am not letting it passing me by. That's why
Mhm.
I'm super excited. And what am I doing to prepare myself for that? I shared it early hours of this morning. I'm going to share it again. There are a few things that I'm doing, and you viewers should be doing the same thing. One of the things I'm doing, I started a club called Read a Book a Week. We are only on WhatsApp right now, and few people have joined. And I'm not just adding friends and family and just anybody. I would only add you if you would be committed to read a book a week. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what book you're reading, any book.
It's
Okay,
enlightenment.
even if it's a magazine that you want to read, just read. Why? Because readers are leaders. Just that simple. You
It builds
acquire
your knowledge. It builds your knowledge base too.
exactly, okay? And you acquire the knowledge of these people that have gone ahead of you to write these things down. So it's a free way of building your empire of knowledge. That's why we read. Number two thing that I'm doing, I picked up something that I've always loved to do. Anybody that knows me knows that I love music. And I've always wanted to play an instrument. I taught myself at age 40. That gives you how old am I now?
Yeah, you're older than I am, honey.
So age 40, 8 years ago. So that tells you that I'm 48. Almost
I'm not.
49
I'm
years
not
old.
going there.
Anyway, I don't care. I look fantastic. I look sexy.
You look fantastic.
My husband love it the way it is, so no problem.
Okay,
Whether I'm one
that's
million years
important.
old or I'm 20 years old, it's fine for him. That's all that matters. Anyways, going back to what I'm doing at home to keep healthy, keep focused, keep sane, because a lot of people are going insane right now. So another thing I started doing is teach myself how to play piano. I taught myself how to play drums. Today I can sit on any drum comfortably and play any music. I I
Good.
just I just play the beats. So now I'm picking up piano and I am learning piano. I happen to have one at home collecting dust. So
Hmm.
now I open it up and I am actually learning how to play. And
Good.
another thing that I'm doing also is my kids got me into exercising. So they're looking forward to mommy's belly to go down.
Okay.
So we're working out, together at home. We're using a YouTube video by Chick Omofasa. You're busy. It's
Mm-hmm.
something things.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want me to post the link later? It's
You can
super
post it
fantastic.
later.
Okay, so I'll share. See, I'm promoting her. She has millions of followers. Anyway, so that's the video we are using, and it's helping. I feel myself with a lot. I feel like I have more energy to do the things that I need to do every day after exercising.
Mm-hmm.
And what else am I doing? I am choosing. I eat everything, but to a minimal. Now that I'm home, when you're traveling and you're very busy, it's hard to watch dieting.
Mhm.
I don't diet. I do not diet. Hear me right. I don't diet. I detox every once in a while, like I did a few weeks ago with just vegetables. So I detox. I fast.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the biblical fasting, there is a fasting that is good for the body. You guys want me to come up with that topic? I will, and I'll bring experts in it to prove it. There's a fasting that is good to cleanse your body. So I do that. You have to be strong to be able to do it. Seek medical
Now,
help before you do that. Yeah, and then what else do I do? Um, I read. I read, and I'm building my spiritual life. So, Dr. Morris, what do you
Mm-hmm.
do before we close? What do
That's an interesting question because I'm going deeper into meditation,
That's
right?
good.
Because I want to be enlightened further because I'm about knowledge and wisdom and that sort of thing. So I am spending a lot more time in deep meditation
Mm,
that where I need to find answers to many of the problems that I see in life, what I need to do on my part in order to be even a better transformation coach. Okay? Because just recently I am looking deeper into bereavement and loss. A lot of people are suffering this right now and getting mental anguish and stress because of that, because they don't know how to manage it. So
mhm,
I've assigned myself to go deeper into that field to understand the different types of loss, pain, and suffering that people go through. It's not about grieving for somebody who is dead, who is a relative or friend. It's also loss of marriages. It's also loss of your friendship and connection, loss of jobs, loss of homes. There are lots of losses going on in people's lives,
mhm,
and they need
mhm,
to be able to manage those
mhm.
losses. So I am delving deeper into that, and I'm also delving deeper into meditation, as well. And I'm doing a lot of coaching individuals online one on one if they call, because sometimes at this time you realize that people call you just to talk.
That's
And
right.
as you're talking with them, you realize that there's a deep seated issue here that needs to be explored. Okay.
Wow.
And this is really happening. And, it's so amazing because I am understanding even more things about who I am. That this time has allowed me to go deeper in understanding me personally.
Sorry, Aja, can you hear me? Give me thumbs up. For you to join the live video, I would send you a link, and you click on that link, and it will walk you through joining. If you go to the top of the chat, there's a link there. If you click on that, it will just take you to the live video. Okay. Let me know how that works out. If you can hear me, Aja. All
Is that
right.
Audra from London?
Aja is from Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the London Mama Aja.
Oh no, she's coming on. She's supposed to come on today with us, but
Okay.
technical, again with the transmission system back home is not as strong as ours here. So sometimes
Okay.
it's hard for them to get on. Yeah. So, but she's scheduled to come on. So, guys, if you want to see this show, keep going, bringing you super fantastic, everyday, ordinary heroes that are making our world stand today. They are truly the heroes, the frontliners, the so-called essential workers now.
sorry guys. I'm just stepping out because I'm just taking my wife to work.
Oh, no
Okay.
problem. Thank
Bye.
you so much for
Bye bye.
joining, Chocolate.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. We hope we'll have you back on again. All right.
Okay, my queen.
Yeah. Dr. Morris,
And I think
super
we will have to
grateful.
leave as well.
Yes, thank you so, so very much. We've done almost 2 hours. Wow, thank
Wow.
you.
Oh
Yes,
my.
I
You
know.
see what happens
When
when
you
you're
talk
shutting
great things,
social distancing? Time flies, right?
I'm super excited for, we've shared some very valuable things today. Thank you, Dr. Marlyn Morris. God bless you for pouring out your wisdom and your knowledge to our audience for free. Thank you so, so much.
You're most welcome. It was
And
my
someone
pleasure.
someone prayed for you. Let me read the prayer for you. Igocha Dokole Samuel says, God, good job, Queen Amina. No, good job, all of us.
Yeah,
I am much impressed with this conversation. Uh, may God provide for you all to carry on this project as promised. Wow.
yeah.
So thank you so much for
That's
that
nice.
prayer. We will not just talk on media and let it go. We will follow through. All right, Dr. Morris, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Have a great
Wonderful.
rest of the day. Thank you so much. Bye
You're
for
very
now.
welcome. All
Bye.
right, everyone. Thank you so, so much for joining. I'm super excited. I'm coming on again. I will be coming on again as you get led on my heart. I don't have no scheduled time. And again, it's not about how many people come online or how many people join, just a few that are willing to learn something, to listen to what is going on around the world. I am grateful, super grateful. One thing I would urge you guys to do for me is please share the video on your individual platforms so that people that are not able to join us live will be able to listen to what has been shared, and it's going to bless them. So, again, when I come on, I am going to post it. And if you're available, please join in again. I'll be bringing some spiritual leaders that will be talking to us live on this platform, and that could be later today or tomorrow morning, same time like this. Well, afternoon. All right. Thank you once again and have a blissful rest of your day. Signing out, Queen Amina.